you know why you're here. I've been wanting to make this video for an eternity ever since I started selling Rae Dunn. We're gonna throw it back to the era of 2018 fall season. I was 23 years old. I'm now a 26-year-old full-time reseller. And a lot of people ask, Alexis, how did you get into reselling? Was it clothes? Was it shoes? Was it handbags? No, those things are too easy. Of course it was Rae Dunn. How did I stumble upon Rae Dunn? Well, if you don't know what Rae Dunn is, I'm assuming you probably didn't click on this video, but if you did, you can Google it. Some of you may still be Rae Dunn collectors. That's fine. You do you. So, my first reselling platform was Mercari. And on Mercari, I listed a couple of things, like I listed jeans that I didn't use anymore. I had like some jewelry my mom gave me. Well, I was back living with my parents after college in Virginia. And on Mercari, you can see like top selling brands, and one of them was Rae Dunn. So I was like, oh, like, where do you find Rae Dunn? So I did slight research, not enough clearly. Did slight research and found out that it's sold at the local TJ Maxx and Home Goods and Marshalls. So there's a TJ Maxx right down the street from my parents' new house. And I thought, surely no one in the area is reselling this Rae Dunn. Surely no one's reselling Rae Dunn in my area. Like, if you know where I'm from in Virginia, you know. Like, you know. 2 words, military moms. Anyway, I go to TJ Maxx one night. You already know where this is going when I'm saying night. I go to TJ Maxx one night and the shelf is full of Rae Dunn. I'm like, wow, I've hit the jackpot. So what do? I buy a lot of the Rae Dunn. I don't even buy the classic like desirable letters everyone wants. I buy those like ones that say like pencil and things like that. Why? Because that's what was there. Anyway, I get home, I get ready to list them, and lo and behold, those aren't valuable. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, what did I do wrong? Like, I sold a few of the things for like a couple dollars more, but so I did a little more research and I figured out that the things in the store on the shelf no one wants. So I have to go back at opening. So I go at a little after opening. I heard that they would either be on the shelves or you have to wait to bring them out. So I go to the back and there's a few ladies there and I'm like, oh, they must be resellers too. Mind you, I was 23 years old, so barely know anything about Rae Dunn. I just know that they're gonna bring it out on this cart, supposedly, and I'll get what I want, I'll resell it, and whatever. So I'm standing around, and I don't remember how the interaction went down, but there's a girl, we'll just call her Yolanda, and I will see Yolanda a lot for the next several months. Yolanda is a military wife. Yolanda asked me, you know, are you here for Rae Dunn? Because if you have ever gone hunting for Rae Dunn, you can immediately spot who's there for Rae Dunn. They linger around the section, they linger around the doors. So I said, yeah, like, I'm here for Rae Dunn. And she was like, oh, what's your name? I don't know why I did this, but it was smart of me. I was just like, oh, my name's Lexi, which isn't a lie because that's what my family calls me. But I was just like, you know, what am I getting into? Mind you, I'm a new reseller. So I was just like, oh, it's Lexi. So at this point, she's like, do you want to see my collection? So Yolanda whips out her phone and she shows me her entire wall full of Rae Dunn. And the gears are turning in my head. I'm like, hold on, like, we're not here for reselling, but I don't say anything. I have a little intelligence in my brain, so I was just like, hold the phone. Like, are we all collectors here? Like, this is what I'm thinking in my head. So I quickly learned that we are not reselling, we are collecting, and everyone in this building is collecting. So I don't say a word, you know. She's like, how long have you been collecting? I'm like, oh, like only a few days, you know, to it. So I zip my lip. So I quickly learned that we are here for collecting. I don't remember what was brought out that day, but I keep going back. I keep going back to this TJ Maxx because, you know, I'm waiting to score this huge Rae Dunn. I started doing a little more research that people are collectors, blah, blah, blah. And overhearing the women talk, I realized like, oh, we hate resellers. So I zip my lip. I am not saying I'm a reseller. According to them, my name is Alexi. Like, I'm keeping to myself. And in the Rae Dunn community, the women can be very catty. Like, they were like very unfriendly, and they were unfriendly to the employees. And when I would say like we would wait around for Rae Dunn, like I'm saying we would wait around for Rae Dunn. Like Yolanda especially would sit on the furniture. I saw Yolanda there. I didn't go every day, but like once you hunt for Rae Dunn, you go religiously, like you are there. So Yolanda said that she left her children, her elementary age children, with her neighbor so she could buy Rae Dunn. Like, she's not even making money. She's losing money off of this. There's like different groups, and I don't join any of the local groups because I'm like, no. Like, I'm not here to be like BFFs with someone trying to get this like coveted birdhouse, whatever. I'm just trying to get the mugs and leave. And I was getting mugs. Like, I can put on my Mercari to show you like different things that I sold. As I kept going, I realized that women, when no shipment showed up at the store, they would go to the next store, and the next store, and the next store, and eventually this would be like an all-day affair. So that's what I started doing too. As soon as like this TJ Maxx employee would be like, that's all we have for today, or we don't have anything today. And mind you, like, we would go to these stores and there's a possibility that like you wait for hours and nothing comes. Also, I feel like the employees like would withhold it, which people like got destroyed about. The employees are buying the Rae Dunn, they're hoarding it for themselves. Like, so freaking what? They work there. They work there. You guys treat them like trash. They want to cooperate with you. You're so rude to them. Door with the back window. The women would literally like put their face in there and like watch and see. There's people paying employees off to like let them know when the shipment came and what would come. TJ Maxx website, you can't type in like Rae Dunn. Like, you couldn't find it. You couldn't find the good things. Here and there you could, I guess, but you would never see any like seasonal things because as soon as they were out, there would be a cart full. You couldn't take them all. Like, you had to share. Whoever's been like there the longest, they have to be the ones to get whatever they've been looking for, like desperately in search of whatever. It would get to the point that like people would hide things around the store. I think it was a mix of employees and then like other Rae Dunn people. They would hide things like in the pet section, under pillows and things like that, and you would have to like go to that section and look for it. I was someone that would like look for the things, like, and I did find a few things. And I was part of this like Rae Dunn group at a whole, like, no local group. I never joined any local group. Anyway, somehow word got out that I was a reseller. I didn't have anything on social media that I was a reseller. I think they just like figured it out. Like, I'm 23. I don't have my own home. Like, what duh, like, I live with my parents. I'm not collecting for my mom. Like, what do you think? They just like were talking about me on these local groups, and I have no idea what was said, but I honestly didn't care. I really just kept to myself, and they were very like catty. Even some locations, the girls of the certain TJ Maxx's, Londo was part of the TJ Maxx by my parents' house, even though we like traveled to the other TJ Maxx where you started out. First TJ Maxx was like your TJ Maxx. Some of the girls were like evil. Women with children, I'm like, you're old enough to be my mom? Chill out. Tag team. There's like rules at certain TJ Maxx's. I didn't like grab them off the shelf. I mean, grab them off the cart, but like for mine, we didn't have that rule. So as soon as the cart was rolled out, it was like animals. Snatched them off the cart as fast as they could. One time I did get a whole cart of Christmas stuff, and this lady was like, I don't feel bad for you. I don't know what she was referring to, but she was like 50 years old. And I think she was referring to how they treated me. This was among the treasures that I found. Why do I still have it? I cringe every time I go to someone's house and I see Rae Dunn. I'm like, it has a chip in it, you see, but honestly, these mugs are very quality. For $6. I pay $80 for this? No, but that's what I sold it for, and it broke in the mail, and I've been bitter ever since. 3 years has gone by, and I still have it. So do I drink hot cocoa? No, I don't. I only drink coffee out of this or water, but I just have been holding on to it for this moment. I'll insert this message. One of the women found me. She saw me on the national group. I don't know what I posted, but she was like, hey, hi. And I'm like, how did you find me? Because remember, I'm not Alexis, I'm Lexi. I found you on the group. And I'm like, did you? Like, oh, okay. So she found me on this like group and was asking me about me about like things I found when I was out of town. That's another thing. Every time I like traveled, I had to go to TJ Maxx. I was dating someone in Toronto and brought home a suitcase full of Rae Dunn things. I'm sorry, is that crazy? Is that an addiction? Yes, it is. Fun was fun, but honestly, like as a full-time reseller now, was I making that much money? Like, no. I wasn't. Like some of these mugs you could sell 10 times the price, but the amount of time and effort that you had to put in was no. And there's just like crazy stories. There's a group called Rae Dunn Rehab that has hilarious stories. I am not going to put anyone's personal story, but honestly, I can't guarantee that I won't do a part 2. And if you find me in that group, please don't say anything because I'm just trying to live my best life. Women who still buy Rae Dunn, but most of the women are trying to sell it. I see Rae Dunn all the time in the thrift store now. It's definitely not as valuable as it used to be. If you find like the vintage Rae Dunn, that can sell for like a crazy amount. Like I follow this girl on Instagram who sold something for $3,000. That was crazy. Women are just catty. I don't remember when I stopped selling Rae Dunn, but I'm glad I did. That was just crazy. And there was like this lady that would like ask me what like Yolanda said, and I was like, girl, I don't even know you. Like, I don't care what Yolanda said. I remember one time I went to this coffee shop and this girl came up to me and she was like, oh, where do I know you from? Like, I know you from somewhere. And I'm thinking like, oh, is it church? Is it whatever, like a nice place, you know? Is it this coffee shop? No, it was from TJ Maxx. In that moment, I feel like we both felt very awkward because we were like, well, here we are. And I still don't understand like what the whole craze was about. Women really had walls and walls. It was a serious addiction. Women went into debt. It was insane. If you still have your Rae Dunn collection, that's fine. It's fine to collect things, but like the way that the moms wear, like people hating employees and unacceptable and scary. It just shows you how like people get over material items. I just will never understand. Yeah, and like when you would go to, like to this day when I go to TJ Maxx, it's not as much, but I live in Philly now, so like when I go to TJ Maxx and I am around the Rae Dunn section, there's an employee near me, you can tell they're like judging me or at least it feels that way. PTSD. If I went into Rae Dunn, TJ Maxx, you could go at different times other than opening and see like if anything was put out recently. That was rare, but like you would be in the section and like if another person was around, you would just feel like the pressure. Always had to grab a cart because you never knew like, is today gonna be my lucky day to get this Rae Dunn? Overall, I made like probably like $2,000 selling Rae Dunn in a few months. It wasn't that much to me. I thought it was that like a lot because I was new to reselling, but you know. Anyway, that was my experience. I just thought that I would humor you guys. You can definitely tell I'm a professional makeup artist and it's totally easy to do makeup on camera. I was just dying to share my experience. Let me know your guys' funny stories in the comments. Please, like, humor me, please. I'm hoping that sharing my story encourages other people to share their story, not because there's anything against Rae Dunn, just because it's hilarious in my opinion. So let me know if you recognize me. No hard feelings, and I forgive you. Like, comment, and subscribe. I do what sold videos, I do unboxings. My name is Alexis, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.